everyone!
Hi everyone, my name is Sean from Vinco Global.
I'm Qi Yun from Daphne Paper.
And today we present to you Journey Nepal! Now last year we went on a very amazing trip, both Qi and I, to Nepal, and we had a really awesome time there. But before we went for the trip, we actually had many considerations, and perhaps Qi, would you like to share with our friends some considerations that we had?
Well, two of the main considerations that we have is time and money, which I believe is the same considerations for everyone else out there, whether if you are studying, working, or doing your own business, it's all the same. So where do we find time? How do we actually create the value of the money? So I guess it's really kind of like being able to set aside the time. We were juggling between Batam and Nepal, or even making a 3 or 4 days type of Nepal trip. But we cut that off because we felt that if you were to stay there for 3 or 4 days, you won't be able to immerse into the culture, or you won't be able to build the relationship and the connection with them. So between the shorter trips and the longer trips. So I guess it's really doing it or never. So we somehow or other we managed to come up with the time. Is when you so decide that you want to do something, then you'll be able to find out the time. Yeah. And I guess it's really a good choice because the amount of value and the relationships and the connections that we built there actually lasted out throughout until right now. 1 year later, we are still talking to the people at Nepal, be it over through Facebook, be it over through Skype or chat. We still build that kind of relationship and connection, which is why we came up with Journey Nepal today. Another factor would be money. Yeah, of course you have to save up, and being a long haul trip is something whereby the air ticket is not going to be cheap, it's going to be expensive, and you will find that most of the time, or rather most of the money would go into the air ticket, but it's really how much value or how much meaning you put into the amount of money that you actually put down for the trip. What we really liked about Nepal is a place whereby the people are unique, the culture are unique, and the scenery is simply breathtaking. It's like waking up every day to see untouched scenery all around you, to see the peace and hardworkingness of the Nepalese people working within the mountain ranges, and just being able to wake up to the sight of the Annapurna range. If you're at if you are on us with Journey Nepal, this is what you're going to see every single day when you wake up, and I guarantee you would absolutely love Nepal.
So we were considering really long whether to go or not, and we just decided, well, what the heck, let's just go for it. And we had a wonderful time last year, and today we're here to present to you Journey Nepal, to share with you the experiences that we had last year, because we really loved the place, and we really want all our friends, to share it together with us. So, well, Qin, maybe let's start with this. What do you enjoy most about Journey Nepal?
I enjoyed knowing the people there, interacting with them, and what I really liked about the people there is the spirit that they have. They have the kind of I don't know, maybe they came down from the mountains, or they had a very hard life, or maybe not a hard life but a nice life living within the untouched scenery and nature, and they grew up as farmers, and they have this type of spirit of hardiness and resilience, yet peace within them. Yeah, so it's a spirit that you can't really find anywhere else, I find, and they're really friendly. So, and they converse really well in English, especially for people who are the Nepalese who are staying in Kathmandu. So it's a joy to get to know them, to get to know their culture, and to get to know the things that they do on a day-to-day basis, and how we can actually, people from Singapore, from a first world nation, could actually come in, put a lending hand, and help them in their progress and their growth. So what about you, Sean? What is it that you like so much about Nepal?
Well, Nepal has many things to offer. When I first reached there, I was really wowed by the beautiful scenery, and I really loved the food there. The food there was terrific. But like Qin, what I really loved was the people. Okay, I was totally amazed by the resilience and the very welcoming nature of the people.
You don't copy me yet.
That's true, that's from my heart.
Okay.
So, when we went there, okay, we had many experiences. For example, we met many people who actually contributed to building little towns of their own without any help from the government. No running water, no sewage system, no electricity. So these people had to survive all on their own, and they actually managed to create a little community all from their own resilience, and that's really amazing. Okay, in Singapore, you cannot imagine a life with no running water. You can just drink from the tap. You cannot imagine a life without any electricity.
Sewage system, like
No
who's
sewage.
gonna clear your shit?
Yeah, so these are all these tiny things that we taken for granted. And when we went there, I was totally blown away by what they managed to achieve without any help at all. So to me, that is the most exciting part of Nepal, really, is the people. Yeah. So there were many moments that were very magical, I would say, during Nepal itself as well. Maybe Qi, you'd like to share some moments that you had that you imprinted on your mind?
The image of Bambi in the enchanted forest, filled with mist, and the daylight from the sun shone down upon the grasslands of the untouched nature, riding on an elephant. Yeah, you should really be there. We can show you the pictures and we can tell it as much detail or how detailed we want it to be. But I guess if you do not go there, and then the closest would be to actually look at our pictures that we have actually taken on our own trip there.
But nothing beats the real thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
It's indescribable. What about yourself?
Well, I really love the fairyland nature of the safari trip that we went to. Let me just think of another one. Well, we went for a 2-day trekking trip, okay, out onto the hills of Dempus, and that was really fantastic as well. Because every step along the way you're surrounded by the view of the mountain ranges, and that was really amazing. Okay, we trekked through the villages where we actually went, just past all the houses, and you see people going about their daily livelihood, sowing, farming. In fact, there was once where we even stopped by a little roadside store and we ordered some noodles. So what the shopkeeper did was he just went out of his house, went to the back, then he plucked out some vegetables and came back and cooked for us. So it was like totally fresh vegetables, immediately prepared. Everything there was so good. Another thing that I really liked was the zipline. I love the zipline. Nepal has the 3rd highest, the longest zipline in the world. So
The 4th fastest zipline? Is it the 4th fastest?
I think it's the fastest.
Oh, it's the fastest.
But it's the 4th longest.
Fourth longest. 4th longest and the fastest zip line, and we went for that. And you are gonna go for that too in January.
Yeah. So what happens was, we were at the top of the hill and looking down all the way to the other end of the zip line. So once someone, we had many buddies, people who we met along the way, they went down the zip line, and slowly they would disappear into the distance.
You do not know where they are, you do not know where they end up.
Exactly, it's
and
so far.
And that is where you are going to.
So, these are some of the things you can look forward to if you join us in Journey Nepal. Now, what makes Journey Nepal so different from the rest of the trips that other tour groups are providing? Okay, in order to give you a much better experience, in order for you to feel whatever we have felt, we really wanted to make this into a very intimate experience. Okay, something that we'll really never forget, and something that no other tour group can provide. So as such, we have linked up with many people along the way, and we have arranged some very special items during the trip itself. So maybe you'd like to share one or two?
Yeah, some of the highlights that you can look forward to is number one, we actually linked up with this Lokta paper making factory. So what exactly is Lokta paper? Lokta paper is a environmentally paper that is originated only from only available in Nepal. Lokta is
Himalayas.
Yes,
There's
correct.
only one place you can
The reason why you can only find it in Nepal is because this plant, which is a Daphne bush, is located in the Himalayan region's 3,000 feet or meter. I did that. I'll check it out for you later. High up in the Himalayan regions. And the good thing about this plant is that in order to make the paper, you peel off the bark of the shrub, and 3 to 5 years later, the bud grows back, and it's perfectly environmentally friendly. And all these materials will go into the paper making factories, which they will put it together, plump it into paper mache, and then after that you will they will make it into paper. So there are many different designs, many different things that you could do with this paper. And the magical thing about this paper is that it is highly resistant to molds, to insects and whatever. But why is it that we want to focus on this? Because this paper, or rather this particular material, actually provides income for the ladies or the women there in Nepal, which is very important to them, because income to them means power and respect and status in the family, and which also means that they could run away from vices or bad things that might happen to them. For example, child marriages, husband abuse, and all these things will help to increase the level of living and help the women there in Nepal.
So just to give a background, the culture in Nepal is still pretty traditional. The men are still the head of the household, and they are usually the only ones who would go out to make a living.
Correct.
So this Lokta paper, this making of this paper itself provides this woman an opportunity to work, which is really, really precious in the community itself.
And why does this concern you? Because you are going to go down there to go to the factory and make your own paper. And you'll be able to see the process, you'll be able to meet the people there, and you'll be able to talk to them, and as well as you'll be able to go home with your own Lokta paper made by you and yourself only.
Yeah, the paper is really cool. It's a little like cloth. Just imagine yourself making cloth.
Alright, so Sean, what
Yes.
about you? What do you think would be the highlight of Journey Nepal?
Well, to me, it would be really to get to know the people on a very personal basis. And last year, what happened was we got to know many, many different people in Nepal itself. Some of them acted as our guides. So in Nepal, the Nepalese are mainly quite reserved, and they don't really tell you much about their culture unless you ask them for it, or unless you build a very good rapport with them. So this year, we have managed to gather some of them, guides mainly, who will take us on a journey into their personal lives. We'll get a chance to sit around a campfire and listen to the stories as they talk about how they go on their daily jobs, what are the challenges they face, how they have gotten to where they are. And this is a very good insight into their lives, which I'm definitely sure you enjoy.
One of the main things which I think you would be interested to hear is how do they actually learn English. So many of them are born in the local community whereby none of them speak English, or rather none of their ancestors, parents and grandparents speak English. So how the heck did they actually learn English? So this is one of the amazing stories which I think you guys should actually learn from them as well.
Definitely. There are many, many things you can learn from the Nepalese and from Nepal itself. The best way to learn is to be there. So we look forward to you joining us this year at Journey Nepal. And if you'd like to find out more information, or if you'd like to register today, you can find out or register at the link below.
Once again, this is Chin for Daphne Paper.
And this is Sean from Vingo Global.
We are not travel agents.
We are simply people, ordinary people who want to share our experiences with you.
Right.
So see you there at Journey Nepal. Goodbye.
Ciao.